everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, and welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody is in the house today. We got a jam-packed show for you guys. Lots and lots and lots to get to. We're going to have a lot of fun like we do each and every Monday through Friday here on SportsWorldRadio.com. I'm the host, Jeff Escow. Let's get all the particulars out of the way, and then we'll get on with the show. What do you say? SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to the show. You want to come and hang out, listen to us in the chat room. We're over at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account. Then type in Sports World Radio up in the bar, and the show will come up on the bottom of your screen. Go over to the right, click the bubble there to the right. Chat room will show up and start chatting away. If you're over listening to us on Sports World Radio, we have a donate button there, the donate tab on the top. Click the donate tab and donate to Sports World Radio and help keeping what we'd like to do here, which is entertaining you folks. Help us out and donate to Sports World Radio. Facebook.com/Sports World Radio. That's Facebook.com/Sports World Radio. While you're doing that, head on over to Twitter and like us and follow us over there on Twitter as well at Twitter.com/Sports World Radio. 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715 is the number to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio. SWRshow@gmail.com. That's SWRshow@gmail.com is the email address to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio. I always have a problem saying get in touch with us here. I don't know what it is. I always screw that line up for some reason. I don't get it. I just don't get it. With all that out of the way, what do you say? Hey, we bring in our co-host, that crazy man himself, the update man, Sean Mann. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Sports World Radio on January 14th, 2015 at 6:06 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:06 p.m. on the West. For you people in the Central, figure it out for yourself. The weather right now, sunshiny right now. It's about, 36, 37 degrees, so it's not bad out today. How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing great, man. It's gorgeous out here. In fact, I just turned the air conditioner off for a little while ago, about 20 minutes ago. How about that?
Yeah.
You got the freaking AC going on here. Huh? People out there freezing your asses off everywhere else. Not me.
Josh goes, any problems or questions, please send an email to swrshow@gmail.com with the subject line, Welcher or
Rat Bastard Discount. That's right. We're giving a Rat Bastard discount. You know, I speaking of Welcher Boy, I know he's listening, because he sent me a message on Sports World Radio's Facebook page saying, even though you banned me, I could still listen to the show. I just can't chat. So, hey, Adrian, Welcher Boy, this is for you. That's what I think of that. And Michael Sainz, this is for you. Because you don't got the balls to come in the chat room and chat away with us. I was talking with my dad today on the way home from shopping. We went shopping today, and I said to him, I said, you know something? My producer of the show asked me, says, Jeff, why are you always so angry? And my dad said, well, what was the answer that you gave him? And I said, because I have people that come to the show that don't have the balls to chat in the chat room They go around that. They Facebook private message the co-host, and the co-host tells me what he's saying. He listens to the show, but he doesn't have the balls to come in the chat room and type it himself. He has to go in a roundabout way. My dad says, I would understand that. I understand that. So that's why, you freaking humps. You rat bastards, all of yous. All of yous are rat bastards.
I'm going to say, with 8 minutes after the hour, Jeff, I'm going to say that, Adrian, we should give this careful thought. We know Friday is coming up. We always know what Friday is. It's the rat mess of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say go with Adrian. That guy, that little creep, can't learn how to pay off a bet. He shouldn't have opened his mouth to begin with. That's why he got his butt kicked off the air. He got kicked off the chat room.
Hey, Sean?
Yeah?
You want to know something? I cannot disagree with you on that. I cannot disagree with you on that. So
Josh says the New Year's Scrooge, Jeff Escal.
I'm not the New Year's Scrooge. Hey, what's up, Sky? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, the Sky High Man.
The Sky High Man's in the house. That's right. I told Sky about that kid that took the 16-year-old boy that took the bet to shave his head. The guy welched on me, Sky.
Yeah,
he
Sky
welched
on Jeff. He won't even have a bald head.
Oh, ain't that some crap? Welched on me. Ain't that some crap? So I gave him an alternative. Instead of shaving his head, he has to pay a $52 a week subscription fee to listen to the show. He has to pay $1 a week to listen to the show. He wouldn't even go for that. So you know what I did, Sky? I banned him. I pressed the old ban button and he's out of here. You're right, Sky. That is rainbow flaggish. You are right, buddy. That is rainbow flaggish.
Look at Josh. Sky High, would you like a $50 a year subscription to Sports World Radio, you freaking hump?
No. Sky doesn't have to pay for crap. Sky gets to listen for free. He gets anything he wants for free. If he wanted to call right now and he called the Sports World Radio show Skype, I'd answer the call because he's Sky High. He's the voice of Sports World Radio. He's been the voice of Sports World Radio longer than Sean's been here. So there you go about that one, Joshy. That's right. Not only that, he's the voice of Sports World Radio. He does the commercials for Sports World Radio. He's the man. That's right.
I pay my dues. Don't need what?
That's right, man. He's the voice. He's been the voice of Sports World Radio since I started this show. He's the only voice that's ever done the openings for Sports World Radio.
Had Adrian not been kicked off, I know Sky High would just chew him out and say, "Pay up your bet, you dang welcher."
Well, hey, if Sky happens to call, I'd let him do it. You know that.
Bring Sky High in? That'd be great. He's always great. He's always welcome.
He can call.
He goes, Jeff, do I know this guy?
No, but
Adrian?
No. He's talking about Josh. Josh Lopez is the producer and the program director of the show. I think it is. He doesn't know you. Hey, Josh, let me say something to you. Before you start getting it into Sky, Sky's one of my best friends, dude. So don't even go anywhere with him because I'll let him come on the phone and I'll let him eat you up. So don't even try that.
Josh.
Sky's one of my best friends.
Sky's great. I enjoy visiting with him too. I'd Skype with him too.
I've known
we were on the Autopsy Live.
Hey, Josh, I've known Sky almost longer than you've been alive, dude.
It's true.
Oh, you got a bone to pick with
Jeff.
me? Well, you know the freaking number to the show. Call it.
Call in, Josh. Let's hear what this bone is all about.
You know the number to the show. Call it, bitch. I ain't afraid of nobody.
Sports talk.
Go ahead, Sean.
Okay, I just thought you had something you had to add. Okay, NFL news today. The Oakland Raiders have found themselves a new head coach. That head coach is Jack Del Rio.
I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Jack Del Rio taking over a team like that. Are you kidding me? The Oakland Raiders? Come on, really?
If report is true, the Raiders are getting a great damn coach. This is what Terrence Knighton said. He will revive that locker room and organization. So Jack Del Rio is headed to Oakland.
Okay, hold on 1 second. The producer of the show is calling in.
Oh, geez, here we go.
Okay, Josh. The producer of the
What's
show,
up, you rat
Josh
bastard?
Lopez. Hey, how you doing, Joshy?
Oh, Lord.
My bone to pick with you is you complain about my Bulls pictures.
No. I'm not complaining about your Bulls pictures. You personally, Josh. I'm complaining about the ones that I got to look. Sean's Bulls pictures that I got to look at.
I lost the bet to him. It sucks. I don't
But
like
why?
it.
Okay,
Josh,
but why?
you let me off with the hook. No,
But
just
why
kidding.
do I have to get punished? Why do I have to get punished?
Yeah, that's all I had to say. Thanks, though.
Why do I have to get punished, you rat bastard? And he hangs up and leaves.
He hangs up and he leaves. Josh,
I love that. No, I love that. That's a great listener right there. He asks his question and he splits. Now that's the way to go, producer man and program director. Josh Lopez, the producer and program director of Sports World Radio, wants to know why I'm angry about the Chicago Bulls picture. I'm not angry that you have the Chicago Bulls picture. You can put up all the Chicago Bulls pictures you want, but you're forcing him to put up a Chicago Bulls picture that he doesn't look at when you talk on Skype. The person that you're talking to has to look at that picture. I am forced to look at that crap. I'm the one that gets punished, not him, not you, me.
Going back to this, though, 15 minutes after the hour, this is not a good move for the Oakland Raiders. Like we've always said, who would want to coach this team? Sources told ESPN that Del Rio interviewed Tuesday night with owner Mark Davis, the general manager, Reggie McKenzie, and former Raiders coach John Madden, the Hall of Famer who has been a proponent of Jack Del Rio. The other finalist for the job was Tony Sperano, who is the interim coach for the final 12 games of the season. The Raiders also interviewed former Jets and Browns coach Eric Mangini, Eagles offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur, Colts offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton, Seahawks offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell, and former Broncos and Redskins coach Mike Shanahan, Jeff, who was fired as Raiders coach by the late Al Davis 4 games into the 1989 season
There he goes,
after the team started 1-3.
There he goes again, talking about the years he wasn't even born. I'm laughing at Sky. At the Raiders home game, there's no more on the field than in the stands. Sky High's a big Dolphins fan.
He's a huge Miami Dolphins fan.
Yeah, if you ever talk to Sky on Skype, always in the background he's got his Miami Dolphins blanket just sitting right there. Pink! Forcing you to stare at that. At least he's got the good logo, not the rainbow flagish logo they got now. That logo, that Dolphins logo they got now is rainbow flagish. You know that, right?
Oh, shut up, Josh. I heard that. Celtics suck. Yeah, you rat bastard.
Yeah, but I'm the one that gets forced to look at this crap, not you.
At least I'm owning up to the bet, unlike Adrian, who wusses out and he doesn't even pay off his bet. Look at Sky. Yeah, baby.
He's got
I got
the tattoo also.
Too.
Yeah, he's got the tattoo also. Freaking hump. Freaking hump. Rainbow flagish. That's courtesy of Sky High right there. What else you got for me, buddy?
So that's one of the big headlines for the Oakland Raiders. Now, other NFL news, breaking news into Sports World Radio. This came in a little while ago. The 49ers have named Jim Tomsula.
Tomasula.
Tomasula.
Come on. Tomasula.
Tomasulu as the new head coach of the 49ers. What's your take on that, Jeff?
You can't even pronounce his name.
I was trying to practice that before the show.
He was the defensive coordinator for them last year, wasn't he?
Yes.
So he knows everybody there. So that's they hired within. Okay, we'll see if this defensive coordinator can become a head coach. Okay, because there's a lot of defensive coordinators that think they're head coaches and they're not. And there's a lot of offensive coordinators that think they're head coaches and they're not.
Right. With all the coaching moves that have happened, Jeff, a lot of the teams that are looking at a coach is a coordinator, like offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coach. So now the 49ers get Jim
Josh,
Tomsula.
Josh, do me a favor. Josh, do me a favor, please. Find me the record for Jack Del Rio's record as the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars, please. Find out his record for me, his record as the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars for me, please. Thank you, buddy. And the reason why I want that is because he's going from Jacksonville as the head coach. Now he's going to Oakland. Two of the worst freaking teams in the NFL. Unstinking believable. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Oakland was worse than Jacksonville, right?
Oakland was worse than Jacksonville, had a disastrous season. The 49ers had a bad year. They went 8-8, so they finally got new head coaches, but what it comes down to, Jeff, is can they win the game? That's what it comes down to.
68-71. Thanks, Josh. 68-71 as the head coach of Jacksonville.
Yep.
Now let's see what he does as the head coach of Oakland. He ain't even going to get close to that. What was their record this year? 3-13?
Let me take a look at the Raiders' record, what they were. Oakland was 3-13 this season.
3-13. What was Jack Del Rio's record at Jacksonville the last year he left?
Josh, you want to look at that? I can't remember
what it was. Look that up
for
me, Josh. Look that up for me. What was Jacksonville's record the last year he left? When he got fired, what was their record?
San Francisco, of course, had gone 8-8. The Jets, of course, hired a new coach. The Jets were 4-12, and I believe Rex Ryan.
Did you see the Rex Ryan debacle today?
I saw that he said something that he believes that the Buffalo Bills will be a playoff team.
Yeah, 3-8 and fired in week 13. Thanks, Josh. So 3-8 and fired in week 13, and he's going to a team that was 2-13. Woohoo!
3-13.
Oh, 3-13. Woohoo! Yeah, he's gonna do good over there.
Jack Del Rio will not last in Oakland. It'll just be another process.
I hate to tell you something.
For Oakland rebuilds.
I hate to tell you something. I had a discussion with my dad today. Okay? The portion of Sports World Radio was brought to you by DraftKings. It's coming up at the bottom of the hour, Sky. Wait, you'll hear it. It's coming up at the bottom of the hour, I promise you. I was talking to my dad. I said, hey, Dad, Denver dismantled their whole team. They fired all the coaches. He turns around to me and goes, well, maybe San Diego can win now.
I think it's possible that the San Diego Chargers can win the AFC West. The only team the Chargers would need to be focused on, not Denver.
Kansas City.
Yeah, the
That's
Chiefs.
It. All right,
it's right out of my mouth.
This division went from a 3-team division down to a 2-team division.
Because who knows the uncertainty for Peyton Manning's future? Nobody even knows if he's going to be back as the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
He's going to be 9 in March?
March 24th, he'll be 39 years old.
He's going to be 39 next year when the football season starts. Do you really think he's going to play football? 39.
Oh, gosh. That is, open to question. I don't know if it's possible that Peyton Manning will come back as starting quarterback for Denver.
That's like Sky High being 65 and still climbing towers. That's what Sky High does for a living. He's a tower climber.
Well, I had lunch with my folks today, Jeff, and we were talking about it, saying, I don't know, my parents and I were kind of saying, well, maybe it's not wise that anybody would want to work for John Elway, that John Elway is maybe kind of ruining things for the Denver Broncos. What do you think?
I don't know, but he according to the NFL, he has the best quarterback in the NFL for the regular season.
Yeah, but when the postseason comes, that's a different situation.
Look, he's setting all sorts of records for regular season. He's one of the best quarterbacks in regular season play. I'm not talking about playoff. And you're going to let the guy go? You're going to bring in a whole new staff and force him, if he stays, to learn a whole new offense?
Exactly.
What kind of general managing is that?
Exactly. And the question is, Peyton Manning comes back to Denver. Then you wonder, can he adjust to the new offensive system for the Broncos? But I think what the Broncos have to do, get a new head coach. You fired John Fox. You got rid of the whole entire coaching staff. Jack Del Rio went to Oakland, left his defensive coordinator. So Oakland has Denver's got a big chance.
Denver's got nobody.
Who they go with as a head coach.
Denver fired the whole coaching staff, offense, defense, and head coaches, line coaches, everybody. They're all gone. He's got to start from scratch. You think Peyton Manning wants to sit around for that at 39 years old?
I don't think he does. And remember, he played with a quad injury. He hurt his quad, I think, what was his quadriceps? He had a torn injury, and he was way off. If anybody is a Bronco fan, I feel sorry for you, because then you're wondering where you go in 2015.
From what I saw over the weekend, an 80% Rodgers is better than an 80% Manning.
I believe it.
Not only do you believe it, you saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it happen.
I saw it happen, Jeff, that the fact that Aaron Rodgers played hurt, but he toughed it out, and he still won the game when it mattered.
He played. Aaron Rodgers played on one leg and beat Dallas, and Peyton Manning couldn't freaking throw the ball for his life of him and couldn't beat Indianapolis.
No, when you watch the game, he was missing on his receivers the whole
ridiculous,
thing. All he
man.
threw were like short little passes.
It was
like
ridiculous.
little slants or screens.
He couldn't throw the ball. Sky High could throw the ball better than he had. He was.
Josh could throw the ball better than
man.
Peyton Manning, or you, Jeff, or me.
It was ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
So Denver faces a lot of uncertainty, but you wonder, Jeff, had you been working for John Elway, would you be like happy to get out of there? Because it'd be like you wouldn't want to work with the man because you don't know what John Elway's trying to do. Remember, Elway said that the question is that the Broncos needed a change. They needed a new direction.
So that means a new direction. You got Peyton Manning as your quarterback. You want to go in a new direction?
Yeah, he felt a change was necessary from what I read in that story to you and Frank about he wanted to say. He goes, I felt a change was necessary, that we need to go with a new direction, a new approach.
I hope Bolin is agreeing with this guy. Otherwise, he's going to be otherwise, John Elway is going to be on his ass.
People in Denver be proud that he won 2 Super Bowls for the Broncos.
Well, I don't see them winning. I don't see them winning a Super Bowl for quite a while now.
Neither do I.
I might have to extend that bet.
So far, 0 for 3, and Jeff is happy because he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
somebody owes me $15. 5 year. The bet's 5 year. 5 year bet, $5 a year. Somebody owes me $15, man. That's right. And they're ashamed.
John Fox to the Bears.
Josh would love that. Josh would just love that. Because Fox is a defensive-minded guy. Josh would love that. That would help out that defense tremendously.
Josh goes, I won't go back to the Super Bowl, Peyton Manning nationwide. That's funny, but
He's
Josh,
not going.
I agree with what Jeff says because at least you don't have to deal with Todd Haley. I know Wes has not been happy since Todd Haley went back to Pittsburgh for 2 more years.
Oh, poor Bubula. So coaching vacancies are filling up fast. Niners got their guy. Jets still haven't made a pick. Buffalo. Oh, Jets. Did the Jets get their guy yet?
Yes, they did. They did make a move.
They did, didn't they? I thought I heard that.
Yeah, the Jets made a move last night. It came in on my phone. And
they got that's right. They got Bowles.
Yep, Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles from Arizona. Right. They got Todd Bowles. And Garrett signed a new 5-year contract with the Cowboys. So
but I think it's temporary. I don't think that
no.
Jason Garrett's going to fulfill his 5 years because
no, he hasn't, Sky.
Because anybody who works for Jerry Jones, got to make sure that you're winning all the time, or Jerry Jones is going to just to say, adios, I'll go find another head coach. So Jason Garrett is lucky that he kept his job because, remember, week one.
I don't care that these coaches are signing contracts for 5 years. I don't give a flying fig Newton because these guys can get fired in 1 year. So 5 years don't mean crap.
Or remember, Jeff, some of the coaches say, I want the money, not
I
the
don't
Super
give
Bowl
a
championship.
Sign a 5. You know what? Here's a 5-year contract worth $100 million. Okay? You're going to get $25 million a year. Okay? You don't make the playoffs, I'm firing you after the first year. So you're only getting $25 million. So you better make the playoffs. You can do that route. Contracts nowadays don't mean crap. Because you can get fired after the first year. So what's the sense of signing a multi-year contract knowing that if your team does crappy, you could be fired at the end of the season?
Exactly.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
What? Does that make any sense?
I don't
Any
think it makes
freaking
any
sense at all?
But
Any
I believe
sense?
that Jerry Jones is all happy because he feels like he probably thinks and believes that
I'm telling you right now, Jason Garrett signed a 5-year contract. What's today?
Today is the 14th of January.
Okay, the 14th of January. I'm telling you right now, Jason Garrett will not make it through that 5 years.
No.
I'm telling you right now, he will not make it through that first 5 years. If he don't get to the playoffs next year and they don't get to the playoffs the year after that, he's gone.
And then
you want to know something? You want to know something? If Rex Ryan don't get the Buffalo Bills to the playoffs next year or the year after that, he's gone. 5 years, scratch my ass.
And on that note, we got to run to our first commercial break.
You're listening to Jeff Escal Show, man, on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Millionaires are being made worldwide, all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football website. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments, so you can play whenever you want. You got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning huge cash payoffs. And just this season alone, one lucky listener turned $10 into $5,000, and another turned $2 into $10,000. Plus, we've been crowning new millionaires virtually every week, all season long at DraftKings.com. So you could be next. What are you waiting for? Imagine winning $1 million in 1 day just for playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Make sure you log on to DraftKings.com right away and use the promo code Spreaker to play for free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Don't forget to enter Spreaker at DraftKings.com today. You can't win if you don't play. DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. I love that Sky goes, man, that's awesome. Yeah, of course it's awesome. It's you doing the commercial. That's why it's awesome. Hey, really quick, on a side note, we were talking about 5-year contracts where they don't mean crap, and I made a point with Jason Garrett, who just signed a 5-year contract, who if he doesn't make the playoffs in the next 2 years, he's not going to make it through that 5-year contract. Well, here's another one. Here's another one, just to throw it out there. David Blatt, the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sean. He signed a 5-year contract with them too, right?
Yes.
He's lucky if he makes it through this year alone. Okay?
Browning, where are you, buddy? I even
Do
said,
you
hey,
know-
Browning Master, the Cavs are 19 and 20. What the hell?
Do you know, Sean, do you know how many coaches they are still paying? Still. They're still paying Byron Scott. He's coaching the freaking Lakers now and getting paid from them too. And they're still paying Mike Brown. And he's just sitting on his ass doing nothing. And they're paying David Blatt. So he signed a fight, so he's going to be done after this year if he makes it to this year. So it's 5-year contract, 8-year contract, 20. You know what? Sign a 100-year contract because it don't mean crap. You can still get fired at the end anyway. If your team sucks, you're gone. It doesn't matter. Just everybody should sign a 1-year contract and that be that. Dumbasses.
I posted in the chat room, Sky High, get ready for the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. You will laugh and Jeff will flip out.
No, you ready?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour.
Bring that bitch on.
Skippy Bayless said that waiting for the Floyd Mayweather-Pacquiao fight is like waiting for the Cubs to win the World Series.
He's right. I happen to agree with him. I don't agree with him on a lot of things he says because it's the Bash Hour. And normally I disagree with everything he says. But I've been waiting for this fight for a long, long, long time. This fight was supposed to happen back in 2009. This fight was supposed to happen back in 2005. I've been waiting a long time for this fight. If these guys don't get it done soon, they're going to be too old to fight each other. I read an article yesterday where Pacquiao has agreed to everything that Mayweather wants. Everything. Drug testing and everything. Now all Mayweather has to do is agree. So if Mayweather doesn't agree, and it's a 60-40 split in favor of Mayweather. If Mayweather doesn't agree, he's a pussy, and he's afraid of freaking Pacquiao, and I don't care what you want to do. You want to roast me for slander? Go for it, you pussy-ass son of a bitch, Mayweather. Fight him.
Skippy Bayless said that the NFL needs to change the tuck rule.
Well, I hate to tell you, Skippy, but you didn't lose on the tuck rule. You didn't lose on the tuck rule. You lost on the drop ball. So quit your bitching, will you?
It continues. Skippy Bayless said is still pissed that his Cowboys were screwed.
Of course he is. He's going to be pissed. You know what? He's going to be like Wes. He's going to be like Wes. All year long, we're going to have to listen to him complain and moan and groan and bitch and bitch and bitch.
And he says Jeff doesn't know anything about football. That's what Wes says.
Yeah, right. Give me a break, buddy.
Because he's upset because of the couple inches that screwed the Chargers last game of the 2013 season.
Hey, now he's got something new to bitch about because they got knocked out this year. Just don't have to worry about that no more.
He was upset. He goes, Steelers get gypped. They can't make anything go right.
That's
Makes
because
me
they
angry.
suck. Face the facts. They suck.
And now they got Todd Haley back for a couple more years.
Yeah, that's great. They're gonna go nowhere quickly.
Get ready for this, Sky High. Skippy Bayless said that Charles Barkley.
Hold on, wait. He wants Charles Barkley to coach the New York Rangers now.
Nope, Charles Barkley could teach David Blatt some stuff.
You know what he can't? You know what Charles Barkley can't teach David Blatt? Is how to swing a golf club.
38 minutes after the hour.
Charles Barkley can teach David Blatt a few things. Charles Barkley is an overgrown ape.
Even Jeff gets tired of watching Inside the NBA because he
I
sees
can't.
Charles Barkley on there.
I can't do it. It's something about it. I can't do it.
Skippy Bayless said that Jerry Jones is the executive of the year.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Not even close. The executive of the year has to be the Arizona dude.
So funny. It's probably Sky High's just getting a laugh out of it.
Skippy Bayless is a
For
moron.
Jeff to flip.
Do you know those guys weren't on their own show today?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They didn't even do their show today. Freaking humps. Oh, they have to rest up because they were in Texas all week and they just got on and they couldn't do... Hey, you pussies.
Skippy Bayless said that Jerry Jones is such a good owner, he could be the first owner who becomes the coach.
That's what Skip Bayless sounds like when he's on his knees doing his thing to
Browning,
Jerry Jones.
He's the executive of losing.
Is Skip Bayless gonna marry Jerry Jones?
I don't know. Seems like he's always sticking up for Jerry Jones all the time after reading all these Skippy quotes.
Hey Josh, where is it? Back where? Go ahead, Sean.
Skippy Bayless said that Jason Garrett at the end of his career will have more Super Bowl championships than Bill Walsh and Don Shula.
Combined?
Yes.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. He doesn't even have one. And what do those guys got? 5? 6 total?
Don Shula has, I believe he's got
2
2 Super Bowls. He took the Baltimore Colts
right.
to
And
Super
Bill
Bowl.
Walsh. Right? Bill Walsh, what does he got? 4?
I think he has like 4 or 5, Jeff.
So that's right. So what is that? 5 or 7?
5 and 2.
5 and 6? Yeah, around between 5 and 7? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. That's what
probably
Hey, you know what?
upset.
That's what your name should be. Skip Idiot Bayless.
Because after reading these quotes, you know Skippy is upset because the Cowboys got screwed because he's upset about the Des Bryant catch.
Tough. Learn to live with it.
Skippy Bayless said Peyton Manning is in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
The hell
He's
does
in the
that mean?
wrong place at the wrong time.
So is Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is always at the wrong place at the wrong time. Whenever he's on the air, he's always at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Skippy Bayless said that John Elway is overrated.
I think John Elway screwed the pooch. It dumbfounds me that he got rid of their whole coaching staff. I'm just totally dumbfounded by that.
Because of him coming out and saying yesterday, the day after they got defeated by Indianapolis, him saying it's time for a new change, it's time for a new direction.
He said that him and John Fox were in a disagreement on the direction. So they mutually agreed to part ways. What do you don't like the direction you're going? Last year you were in the Super Bowl. This year you were in the playoffs. 2 games away from the Super Bowl. You don't like the direction? What direction do you want to go? Backwards? The hell's the matter with you?
I'd say, Jeff, that's exactly where Denver will be heading, is they're going to be going backwards.
That's ridiculous. Oh, we don't like the direction we're going. Last year you were in the Super Bowl. This year you were 2 games away from making the Super Bowl, but you don't like the direction we're going.
Yep.
I think, well, you know what? I don't like the direction that we're going. We don't like the direction we're going towards the Super Bowl, so we're going to go further away from it. You're a freaking moron. That's stupid, Elway. Stupid. I don't get that.
That was a bad choice.
Don't like the direction we're going. Don't like the direction going, so we're going to change course, and we're not going to make the playoffs for the next 5 years until we figure it out. Oh, my God.
Skippy Bayless said that 5-year contracts is the best style of contracts in professional sports.
Yeah? Show me one coach that's made it through a whole contract besides Rex Ryan. Huh? Every coach gets fired before their end of their contract. David Blatt's going to get fired before his end of the contract. Okay? In fact, they're paying 3 coaches because they fired all their coaches before their end of their 5-year contract. There should be no 5-year contract should be outlawed.
And speaking of David Blatt, Skippy, I could say this too. How are those Cavaliers looking, Skippy? They lost 107-100. They're 19-20, a game under 500.
LeBron James is pushing around his coach.
I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's going to that coach is going to last long there. Yeah. Anybody who said that David Blatt is a good coach and was going to do great things for the Cleveland Cavaliers doesn't know anything about basketball.
And there's one person who called it, Jeff Escow.
That's right.
He said that the Cavs were not going to be good, but no, that people don't listen to him. Jeff comes out, he makes his predictions accurate and true and precise.
Nobody agrees with me. You know why? Because I'm always freaking right and you people are wrong and you're tired of it. Scratch my ass.
Skippy Bayless said that David Blatt will be better than Greg Popovich.
Not the way he's going now, you jack. Do you see what's going on with Cleveland, you jackass? Are you not watching the same NBA I am?
19-20, Skippy.
How many rings does Popovich have? 4? 5?
He has 5.
David Blatt doesn't even have a freaking division championship win.
That's right.
You're an idiot, Skip Bayless, a freaking moron.
And right now, Cleveland is the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they're 19-20, and they are fading fast. Miami and Brooklyn is not too far behind.
I'm going to laugh the laugh of the laugh when they don't make the playoffs.
On that note, we got to go to our first update. I got some more Skippy quotes there,
This
Jeff.
update is brought to you by nobody. So take it away, Sean, man, with the first update of the day.
NHL Canadiens taking on the Blue Jackets tonight in Columbus, Ohio. Down in Washington, D.C., the Flyers at the Capitals. In Anaheim, it'll be the Maple Leafs taking on the Ducks. In Los Angeles at the Staples Center, it'll be the Devils taking on the Kings. In the National Basketball Association, 10 games for tonight. It'll be the Spurs at the Hornets, Rockets at the Magic, Grizzlies at the Nets, Pelicans taking on the Pistons, 76ers at the Raptors. At 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, it'll be the Wizards taking on the Chicago Bulls. The Hawks at the Celtics, Mavericks at the Nuggets, Heat at the Warriors, and the second game on ESPN following the Wizards and the Bulls, it'll be the Clippers taking on the Trailblazers for Wednesday NBA on ESPN doubleheader action. In the NFL, the big news to announce, the coaching signings have gone on a lot. Of course, as you know, Jason Garrett has re-signed with the Dallas Cowboys for a 5-year contract. Rex Ryan, of course, has found his new home, the Buffalo Bills. The 49ers, Tom Solo will be the new head coach of the San Francisco 49ers because Jim Harbaugh left and went to Michigan University. That is the update for Sports World Radio. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West, and if you live in Essential,
Figure that out for yourself.
yeah, I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either. They're
Okay, you
screwed
got some
in
more
Central.
Skippy quotes for me?
Yes, more Skippy Bayless here. He said that David Blatt will be a better coach than Greg Popovich, which drives Jeff nuts because look at the records.
He's not going to be.
Skippy Bayless said that Karl Malone, the mailman, is overrated.
He is overrated. I never liked Karl Malone.
Never were a big fan of the mailman.
I never was
huh?
a big fan of the mailman. I don't know why. I just never was.
Skippy Bayless said that Dwight Howard is tougher than Hakeem Olajuwon.
No, he's not. Dwight Howard's a wuss. Dwight Howard's a wuss. A wuss. He's not. He's got nothing. He's got nothing tough about him. Nothing. There's nothing tough about Howard. Nothing. He's like a little pansy.
Skippy Bayless said that Phil Jackson needs to go back to the Lakers to protect his legacy.
Well, that ain't going to happen. Okay? So just stop saying that, because that ain't going to happen, because he's going to do this whether it kills him. And if you remember, and you know, like I knew, that this year was going to be a throwaway year. We're building towards 2016. If you remember, when he first came aboard, that's what he said. So you kind of knew that this was going on. And if you were a sports reporter or a broadcast journalist like you are, Skip, you would know that. But since you suck at your job, you don't.
51 minutes after the hour, Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo is the MVP of the 2014 season.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He didn't play on one leg and win. No, he is not. Aaron Rodgers is. Aaron Rodgers took his team to the playoff on one leg and even won a game in the playoffs with one leg. Dumbass.
And it just so happened it had to be against?
Exactly. It was against your Tony Romo with two legs who couldn't win. Jackass.
Skippy Bayless said that my Seattle Seahawks will put a shellacking to the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, all of a sudden my Seattle Seahawks. What is he going to do?
Yeah.
My Seattle Seahawks against my New England Patriots.
But now he's saying that my Seattle Seahawks will put a shellacking to the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, God. See, he's got to... He can't pick Green Bay because they beat his Cowboys. So now he's got to pick somebody else. So now he's going with freaking Seattle. Unbelievable. You are the typical bandwagon fan, dude.
He's a big example that everybody can remember.
You know what? In the dictionary against the word bandwagon fan, it should be your picture. Skip.
Skippy Bayless said that my New England Patriots is my only choice left to win the Super Bowl.
My New England Patriots. My Seattle Seahawks. I vase man. I don't get it. He's such a dick. He's such a dick. I can't believe Stephen A. Smith lets him get away with this stupid crap. I would turn around to him and say, hey, you have said that the Dallas Cowboys is your team, correct? So therefore, you can't put the word my in front of Seattle or New England or any other football team because you declared Dallas yours already. So stop that right away.
I know Jeff would be the general manager or the director of ESPN. You'd be like,
I'd be all over him.
Bye-bye, Skippy,
he would not have a job. He'd be gone. He'd be gone. He'd be gone. It's like he can't say anything wrong.
That's right.
He can't say anything. He's like he's untouchable. Bring me on. I'll prove how bad he really is.
And how he never gets suspended for his comments, but
and
yet Stephen A. Smith for a week, and then Bill Simmons got suspended.
And you know what's going to happen? You people will get rid of freaking Stephen A. Smith to have me debate him, to have me debate Skippy every day, because it would be entertaining. Because I would prove to everybody just how much of a moron Skip Bayless really is. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Just as a moron really is.
Skippy Bayless said that deep down even Packer fans know that was a catch for
Doesn't
Des
matter.
Bryant.
It doesn't matter what you think. You're not the referee. You didn't call the whistle. You had nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter. Shut up and take it. You poor sport. You sore loser, you.
Skippy Bayless said that a future NFL Hall of Fame class should represent the 90s Cowboys teams.
I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, so I disagree.
Skippy Bayless said that the New York Knicks is making Madison Square Garden look like a joke.
No kidding, douchebag. What, are you just figuring that out now?
He finally is waking up and realizing it.
Look at Josh, man. He's really pushing that $52 a year subscription, isn't he? Look at him.
Since Adrian can't pull off his bet.
You should go out there, Josh, and try and sell $52 a year subscriptions to the show. Hey, don't get mad at me if I start making people pay to listen to the show.
That's the end of all those Skippy quotes that Jeff just gets tired of hearing about.
I'm gonna charge $4.95 a month just to listen to this crap. How would you like that?
Here's what Browning says. Jeff should go ahead and buy the
that's
Atlanta
what I'm thinking,
Hawks
too.
arena and put his show in the arena.
See, I would do that. If I buy the Atlanta Hawks, I'd move the show right into the Atlanta Hawks arena. Damn Skippy.
Move on down to Georgia.
Yeah, we should charge a $52 a year subscription to the show, $1 a week, $4.95 a month, $5 and $4.95 a month to listen to my crap, to listen to me spew out my garbage every day. That's right, garbage. That's what it is.
Back to the NFL. That's all the Skippy quotes. Rex
NFL.
Ryan came out and said the Bills will build a bully and be a playoff team.
Don't. He signed a 5-year contract, right?
Right.
Okay, out of all these new coaches that signed a 5-year deal,
yep,
how many of them are actually going to make it through the 5 years?
Quite honestly, Jeff, to answer your question, none. I'm going to say none.
Okay, so
Sign these big contracts.
eventually during the time, within the next 5 years, all these teams that got new coaches will be getting new coaches.
Yep.
Again. Wow. Look, Josh says the same thing. None of them. Josh thinks the same thing you do.
Yep.
He thinks they'll all be getting... Okay, so San Francisco got a new coach. Josh, write this down for us so we can remember this. San Francisco got a new coach.
The Jets got a new coach.
The Jets, the Bills, right?
Yep.
So far, the Jets, the Bills, and
Raiders.
And the Raiders got new coaches. I don't think Jack Del Rio is going to make it past 2 years, man. I don't think any. I agree with you. I don't think any of them are going to make it neither. So
And
what's the sense What's the sense in doing a 5-year contract if you can get fired after the first year or any time during the 5 years? What's the sense? I got an idea. Give everybody a 1-year contract and put incentives in it. Don't you think that'll make them work harder?
True.
They get complacent with a 5-year deal.
And sometimes that's what coaches or players do. They sign the big contracts but realize they won't fulfill that, and then eventually they will get traded.
Put all the players on a 1-year contract. Put all the players on 1-year contracts as well. Make everybody pay. Make everybody play for their pay. Instead of giving them a 5-year, $250 million whatever the hell it is. Stop that crap.
Rex Ryan came out and said before we go to the commercial break, he goes, quote, "I'll be honest, I think it's the Patriots that I want the most," Ryan responded, because this year, of course, since he's in his own division, the AFC East, the Bills will be playing the Jets, of course, not once or twice, but he believes it. He believes it, and I think guarantees it. He says the Bills will be a playoff team in 2015. Yeah, I believe that when we see it.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. That's right. Hey, we're going to run to a commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Chloe is 9 months old.
She is the greatest thing ever.
One little smile, one little laugh. Anybody? We would do anything for her. My name is Kim Bryant, and my husband and I made a will on LegalZoom.
It was really easy to do.
We created LegalZoom to help you take care of the ones you love. Go to LegalZoom.com today and complete your will in minutes. At LegalZoom.com, we put the law on your side.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, now, joining us like he does each and every Wednesday afternoon in the second hour of the show, our good friend, the hockey guru of Sports World Radio himself, Ron Gallo. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you, my friend?
Not too bad. Trying to take in some action on the ice and also still pay attention to some of the other action that's out there on the field and on the hard court and a few other places. And I'm pretty sure I missed it, but real quickly, did you guys think that was a catch or no catch?
No catch. Sean?
I would say it was no catch, and I have to tell you that the officials did a good job of doing that. Of course, I wouldn't want to set my foot in Dallas, Ron, because I know Cowboy fans are very fed up about the call still.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're out now, but it's I don't know, maybe it's karma. What comes around goes around. A couple of years ago, they got in because of a similar call.
Yeah, but the Cowboys, of course, now with them, Tony Romo wins. They drop to 3-8 in the last 11 playoff games for Dallas. Look, the Cowboys haven't been big since the 90s in the Troy Aikman era, so I don't know if they're going to be back next year. They got a lot of big names for the free agency coming up, and big loss for the Cowboys. They did play Green Bay well, I will admit that. And the Packers, it's still going to be very tough for them anyway to go up to Seattle.
Hey, Ron, we've had some issues here on Sports World Radio. You know our friend Adrian, right?
Yes.
You know the bet that we made with him, right?
Refamiliarize myself.
At the beginning of the football season, he said that the Ravens would be in the Super Bowl, and me and him made a bet, and if he lost, he had to shave his head.
Oh no!
So he came in on Monday and said that his parents won't let him shave his head. So I gave him an alternate payment plan.
Okay.
And he wouldn't go for that neither. So Welcher Boy has been banned from the show. I told him he could pay a prescription of $52 a year to listen to the show.
There you go.
I can't get in the show.
All right.
He's probably crying about the whole thing because he screwed up.
He did.
You never cry when Boston loses, do you, Sean?
Thank you, Ron. No, I get a little bit upset, and I like to be left in peace.
That's
why we're looking at this freaking Chicago Bulls freaking thing on Skype, because he lost another bet.
The bet. I lost the bet. I had to pay it up, though.
Okay, couple of things from the hockey world.
You bet.
There's a big game about to start on the East Coast. It's the rivalry game between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Washington Capitals. These two teams have been basically, unofficially, I guess you'd call them, arch enemies. They don't like one another, and they always put on a pretty good show every time. So there's a couple of things to watch out for. I mean, obviously, the fisticuffs, maybe. At least it's not Zdeno Chara, right, Sean?
At least no, you're right.
There's not very many people that can take on Zdeno Chara and say that they came out of it unscathed.
They're playing better, though. I will admit that. I won't want to get into the Bruins. Almost said it's actually, I'm a fan of them. Yeah.
All right, so Alexander Ovechkin is looking for his 75th game-winning goal tonight. He's been hot as of late. He's been doing what he was brought into Washington to do, and that's lead his team to victories. The Washington Capitals have been doing a good job. Claude Giroux is also looking to extend his point streak to 4 games. He has 1 goal and 4 assists over the last few games. He's looking to stretch that one. By the way, Giroux was named to the All-Star game. Interesting. We might touch on the All-Star game and some of the players in it, some of the players left out of it a little bit later. But if you're looking for a good hockey game tonight, try and catch the Washington Capitals and the Philadelphia Flyers. I know one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying. I'm looking at it right now. The Flyers are 17-19-7. The Capitals 23-11-8. So these two teams do not like each other. They've had a history going up against each other, and I know how you feel, Jeff, about Alexander Ovechkin.
I can't stand that bastard.
No doubt. But that's what happens when you play in the same division. You develop those rivalries. Don't count Philadelphia Flyers out. You talked about their points and their standings, and they are sitting in 5th place in the Metropolitan Division of the Eastern Conference. In 3rd place is the Washington Capitals, who are trying to catch Pittsburgh, and the surprise of the league this year, the New York Islanders, that are sitting up at the top of that division. Another surprise out of the East, you may have heard about these guys, is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Over in the West, the Nashville Predators just continue to keep rolling. They are actually 4 points ahead of my pick for the Western Conference Stanley Cup finalists, the Chicago Blackhawks. And the Chicago Blackhawks seem to be wallowing a little bit, even though they've got the points and they're picking up their victories. They just don't seem to be the team that they were, say, 3 years ago or even 2 years ago.
Josh don't want to hear that.
What's that?
Josh doesn't want to hear that.
Well, I mean, be a fan if you want, but sometimes you have to tinker with the lineup, and sometimes you have to tinker with some big names. And Chicago hasn't been doing that in the last few years. They've been riding their horses. And, you know, there's something to be said about friendship on the ice and friendship off the ice. But there's also something to be said about, you know, having to change those friendships up and send people to another team. You look at some of the big names that have been traded. Perhaps one of the biggest was Jerome McGinley a couple of seasons ago, and he's been chasing the Stanley Cup ever since. He went to Pittsburgh and watched as Boston hoisted the Stanley Cup that year. Then he joined the Boston Bruins, and Boston didn't make it to the Stanley Cup Finals the second year. And then he's now with the Colorado Avalanche and hoping to turn that franchise around. And you know, right now, you look at some of the big names. Jason Spezza is now with the Dallas Stars. He was with the Ottawa Senators there for a while. Speaking of the Senators, there's not very many Canadian teams. In the NHL, how many teams is there altogether? 30. How many teams from Canada?
2,
6.
right? There's 16 from Canada?
50% of the Canadian teams have already fired their coaches this season.
Jeez.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Out of those coaches that were fired, how many of them had a 5-year contract?
All of them have contracts. All of them are going to get payouts, but some of them were 1 year remaining. Some of them had 2 years remaining. But the bottom line is that in Canada especially, your team needs to win. And if it's not winning, something needs to be done. But what's surprising is the dates that have been chosen, and I'm not talking dates on the calendar, but you look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, they fire Randy Carlyle the day after he wins a game. The problem is that it was the first win in 9 outings. So obviously it was something that was planned, and they just kind of waited until they probably talked to somebody to find out who was going to be the replacement. Ottawa Senators, much the same. Paul McLean gets fired. And the interesting thing there for music trivia people, he quoted Taylor Swift's Shake It Off lyrics in his exit interview with the media the following day. And no surprise, Edmonton Oilers letting Dallas Eakins go. But what's really upsetting in Edmonton is that they still wallow at the bottom of the NHL, not just the bottom of the division. They are the last team in the NHL despite getting rid of their coach. A lot of people still saying that the real problem is the scouting staff, the draft selections, and the general manager. And what's really interesting, if you go back over a few of the NHL entry drafts over the past few years, you're going to find Edmonton has had the top pick 4 of 5 years. The problem is that they've got all of these young guns that have come in and they're not gelling. There doesn't seem to be enough chemistry. It's not a junior game anymore. And a lot of people say that the junior player needs to be able to develop alongside of experience. And there's not enough experience in that roster. So that's why I'm saying that it's the general manager that should really be looking in the mirror. But instead, the general manager and the president of the Edmonton Oilers goes and fires Dallas Eakins, who actually had a really good handle on his younger players. But the younger players were playing in over their head.
Ron, I got to ask you another question about another team. What's your thoughts about the Winnipeg Jets? They're 22-14 is their record. What's your thoughts?
The Winnipeg Jets are a bit of an anomaly. They've had a really good outing. Last night in Winnipeg, there was a potential fan that was sitting on the edge of her seat. She was hoping she was going to win $1 million because there's a hang on. There's a contest in Winnipeg, and what it is if one player scores 5 goals in a game, that person will win the $1 million. Well, last night one player scored 4 goals.
Oh, jeez.
He scored his 4th goal too in the second period, which means that he still had almost half the game to try and get one more goal. He had a breakaway, and he ended up slipping the puck underneath the goaltender, but it just caught the edge of his skate and sailed wide. You can just imagine that lady, how on the edge of her seat she was, thinking that she might have had $1 million coming her way.
Jeff, I know
5 goals?
very well.
5 goals? Somebody's got to score. One person's got to score 5 goals? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 5 goals by one player.
I know, Jeff, that if you were the contestant and you saw a hockey player score 5 goals, you know darn well what Jeff would do. He'd grab that $1 million, he'd build a big, big studio in San Diego. There you go.
Damn Skippy, man.
13 minutes after the hour. 5 goals for that's pretty impressive up in Winnipeg there, Ron, but you got to be lucky for that player to get 5 goals. Jeez.
The interesting thing is the player didn't even know about that. So he didn't know that if he scored that 5th goal. But, I mean, he was trying. But if a team is leading by a large margin, and this is what was happening, is the team was leading by a large margin, players kind of, they ease up on the gas pedal, it's called. And they don't try as hard. So Winnipeg ended up winning 8-4. So certainly they had enough goals and didn't think that they needed one more.
Ron, if I'm that fan, and that guy's got 4 goals, and I know he needs one more, I'm getting down on the ice, I'm banging on that window and saying, come on, get another goal, I need $1 million, come on!
Absolutely, I hear you. I hear you.
Are you kidding me? Bill, I get the whole freaking damn building shouting, $1 million, one more goal, $1 million, one more goal. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, that was pretty interesting. Like, that started the trend in Canada on the old Twitter network.
Wow. I would have loved to seen that.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive for that contest. On that note, we got some more hockey talk, but we got to run to a commercial break. It's 1:15.
We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Ron Gallo bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Ron, what else you got for us in the hockey world?
I guess real quickly we should probably touch on the All-Star. The All-Star game is coming up soon. Interesting new design for the jerseys. They kind of remind me of maybe like a long sleeve arena football jersey.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you got to take a look at these. If you can find them, you got to take a look at them. They've got neon green highlights in them. One jersey will be black. The other one will be white. But, yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. Reebok is the makers of the jersey. The NHL crest will be front and center on the chest. But, yeah, you have to take a look at the sleeves. Think of, I don't know, maybe even a bicycle type jersey with the extra little striping on it, under the arms.
Josh, you got a link for that so I can see these rainbow flag-ish uniforms?
I'd like to see that link, too, for those uniforms.
Rainbow flag-ish uniforms we're going to see.
Ron, I was going to ask you too. What about the teams that are like kind of right there in the Western Conference, maybe to grabbing the last final playoff spot, like Dallas and Colorado and Arizona? Do they have a chance to get into the playoffs, or do you think that's not going to be the case for these three teams, Dallas, Colorado, and Arizona?
Well, I mean, when you look at the West is pretty stacked. Let's start in the West with Anaheim Ducks, 60 points, Nashville, 62, Chicago, 58, St. Louis, 57, and then you start to drop off, Winnipeg, 52, San Jose, 51, Los Angeles, 50, and then you have, just sitting on the outside, you've got the Vancouver Canucks at 49, the Calgary Flames with 47, and then you look at the Dallas Stars, the Colorado Avalanche, tied currently with 45 points each. And then you're in Minnesota, 41, Arizona, 36, Edmonton, 29. Count Edmonton out, okay, already. You can just get rid of Edmonton. Yeah. So that leaves 5 teams that are battling for playoff spot 6, if you include the one that's in the 8th position right now. Can Arizona mount a comeback? No, I don't think so. Can the Calgary Flames? Yes. They got to find their winning ways that they had from the beginning of the season and start putting up those wins against divisional and conference opponents. Look at the Colorado Avalanche, and this is a sophomore jinx. I don't see Colorado making it through. The Dallas Stars have had a bit of a resurgence. They should be able to catch somebody and make a run for it. So my pick, if you're looking at kind of that 8th position, who's going to make it in, who's going to be left out, it's going to come down to 3 teams, I think. We'll throw Winnipeg into the mix as well, but the 3 teams for me are the Dallas Stars, the Calgary Flames, and the Vancouver Canucks. And the Vancouver Canucks may be my long shot in that group of 3.
As for the Eastern Conference, what's your thoughts there, Ron, about Ottawa and Columbus and New Jersey? But I would probably rule New Jersey out. They're 15 and 21 right now for their record, and a couple ties.
Yeah, New Jersey and Carolina can almost be ruled out. Columbus is on the verge of being ruled out. It's still a little early for them to be ruled out. The Buffalo Sabres, I hate to tell you this, Jeff, but the Buffalo Sabres aren't going anywhere this year.
Seems like, I'm just going to say, it seems like, Jeff and Ron, that loss of Lindy Ruff, the coach of the Buffalo Sabres, when he got fired, that just kind of turned the Buffalo Sabres into a team of dysfunction. They just look so bad, and they've gone downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I don't know what it's going to take. There's going to need a facelift in there. Something needs to change in Buffalo to bring back the pride of the Buffalo Sabres for sure. They had Dominic Hasek, by the way, drop the puck and honored, and then his jersey raised to the rafters to try and, ignite the team, but it hasn't worked. Buffalo has lost 8 straight now.
8 straight games, pretty much out of it. Oh, thank you again, Josh. You sent those links. What do you think of them, Jeff? Did you open them up? I think he's probably looking at them right now. These NHL uniforms for the All-Star game coming up in
What the hell is that crap? They look disgusting. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
like I said, I didn't think you were going to like them, but they're kind of interesting. I'm one of those types of people. I'm not opposed to change. I don't mind. It's a one game. It's a one-off. Why not try and be a little bit, I don't know, flamboyant, I guess. It does fly, I think, in the face of a traditionalist hockey player or a traditionalist hockey fan. They're not used to a jersey like that. They don't think it belongs in the sport. They think that it belongs, like I said, in one of those other types of sports that are designed to, kind of be flamboyant and attract a younger audience.
Yeah, it's a one-off.
And maybe that's where they're going with the NHL, is that they're trying to bring in a younger audience and trying to appeal to a younger audience for that All-Star game and the rookie skills event.
It's a one-off. Meanwhile, they're charging $134.95 for the damn jersey.
Well, exactly. I mean, would you buy? Well,
no.
I know your answer, but would you buy one? I would.
No, I would not.
I would, absolutely.
Not for $134.95. Scratch my ass. I bet you.
But I would have to be at the game. If I didn't go to the game, I wouldn't be interested in buying the jersey.
I bet you
I'd have to have gone to the game, made it a weekend, make it one of those things on my bucket list that I scratched off, and then I would buy the jersey, but not otherwise.
It'd probably be cheaper after the All-Star break.
Well, I mean, there's always going to be NHL's shop, right? And so, yeah, I suppose it might be. I suppose it might be.
Under $100 after the All-Star break.
Hey, Ron,
Sean, you sound like you're outside trying to come back in. What's up?
Ron, I was going to ask you your thoughts about the Detroit Red Wings.
Well, first of all, let's keep going with your kind of bubble teams. The bubble teams for me are the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Also in that bubble will be the Philadelphia Flyers, if I can limit it to 3. So the Philadelphia Flyers, I thought were going to do a little bit better this season, but they've ran in. You know who's kind of knocked the Philadelphia Flyers out? It's the New York Islanders.
How about those Islanders, huh?
The Islanders are unbelievable.
And this is their last year out on the island, too, right?
It is, and then they're going to be the New York Islanders of the Bronx.
Yeah, of Brooklyn.
Of Brooklyn.
Yeah, when are they going to change it? When are they going to change their name to the Brooklyn Islanders? Stupid as that.
Never.
But you got to look at it this way. You got the Islanders playing well, 29-13. The big addition of Johnny Boychuk really helped them. And then, of course, you've got the New York Rangers, who are doing very well, 24-12. Both teams are going to be tough to beat come playoff time.
Where are the Devils at?
The Devils are 7th in the Metropolitan Division. They're really they're third from the bottom. Out of the 16 teams, they're 13th right now.
It's
15-21, Jeff.
It's really hard to get the Devils, the Rangers, and the Islanders all playing good at the same time.
Well, it is. And again, I mean, you and I, we can go around this and beat this horse once more, but there's one too many teams in the Eastern Conference. There's 16 teams in the East, 14 teams in the West. The Detroit Red Wings do not belong in the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference. They should be in the Central Division of the NHL's Western Conference instead.
And who gets the blame for it?
Gary Bettman,
because he screwed it up.
What is this, the third season now that it's been like this? And the question is, are they waiting for Las Vegas to get a team? If they're waiting for Las Vegas to get a team, you still need one more out west. So are you going to water down the market and get Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle, that's a possibility. And Jeff, what would your thoughts be about having NHL hockey in Las Vegas?
I don't know if they can do that, can they?
Absolutely. They've been talking about it. There is an ownership group that is serious about it. They're planning on building an arena. They plan on having a team there. But my question to you is how do you get the fans into that building to watch Las Vegas hockey? Do you bring in some slots? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't see where the attraction would be to go and watch hockey in Las Vegas.
The team most likely
That's
to
because
move
you don't. That's because you don't live there.
The team that most likely could go to Las Vegas, and I've been hearing quite a bit about this, could be Arizona. Remember, the Coyotes are a team that possibly could move maybe to Las Vegas or Seattle. That's open to speculation.
Again, though, I mean, I don't know Gary Bettman. I haven't had a chance to ask him this question. I certainly don't know if anybody else has asked him. I don't know if he's answered it. But why do you make the Eastern Conference 2 teams heavier than the Western Conference unless you're planning on bringing in at least one team to the Western Conference? So we're not talking moving, we're talking expansion. 2 completely different things. If you add a 31st or even a 32nd team into the NHL, you now will water down the pool of talent that's coming out of whether it be Canada or the United States or Europe. You're going to water down the pool of talent a little bit, and you're going to make some teams that much better and other teams that much more weaker. If you were not going to be bringing in, if you were not going to be expanding the NHL, then we go back to that original question, and why the hell did the Detroit Red Wings end up in the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference?
It's a joke. This
when
whole
they
thing,
should be playing in the Central Division.
It's a joke. And even Jeff, when you announced that, Ron, I'll never forget how Jeff just sat there in his chair, Jeff, and you just shook your head saying, this whole thing is crummy with all the organizing of all the NHL teams. It's a joke.
He needs somebody to help him because he can't figure out geologically where people should be.
No, I mean, Think about it. Time zones, Nashville, Chicago, St. Louis, Winnipeg, Dallas, they are all in the Detroit time zone. Detroit is playing against Tampa Bay, Florida. They're playing against Boston, Toronto, Ottawa, Buffalo, Montreal. And in the Eastern Conference, they now have the Metropolitan Division. Again, all Eastern Seaboard teams. Carolina, New Jersey, Columbus, Philadelphia, New York Rangers, Washington Capitals, Pittsburgh Penguins, and the New York Islanders. Those are all in the Eastern time zone.
I'm with you. I know. I'm with you on it, man. I'm with you 100%. It's stupid.
It's a
joke. I mean, you make the two conferences 15 teams each. Move Detroit into the Central Division of the West. You'll have two divisions, one in each conference that have 7 teams, and you'll have one in each conference that'll have 8 teams.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell's the problem? What the hell's the problem?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, you were asking about the Detroit Red Wings. There you go. We've kind of spent a little bit of time on the Detroit Red Wings here and kind of talking about their misalignment. The Boston Bruins are starting to get healthy. They're starting to look like playoff contenders again.
I can say real quickly, Ron, they're starting to play better. They've won 4 straight. They got a big game against the Rangers tomorrow. So we'll see. It's like I've been saying, okay, well, the Bruins, for them to get back in it, they need to get on a big, big winning streak maybe before the All-Star game and really start pushing it so they can not try to fight for maybe the 8th spot and try to get up there with all the other top teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they get the 8th spot right now, they're going to end up with the New York Islanders. But in that mix, you know what? If I'm Boston, I don't mind watching Tampa Bay run away with this and somehow magically ending up in top spot. I'd want to play Tampa Bay in the first round.
Especially last night. That was a close game. The Bruins won the game 4-3. On that note, we got to go to our last update of the day.
Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. And you too, Ron Gallo. We are 30 minutes after the hour, second hour for Sports World Radio, January 14th, 2015, Wednesday. In the NFL, the big news, the New York Jets hired Todd Bowles as their new head coach. Dallas Cowboys re-signed Jason Garrett to a 5-year contract extension. Rex Ryan, who was introduced today, actually, it wasn't yesterday, today, says that the Buffalo Bills are expected to be a playoff team. He says, we're going to be a bully and we're going to contend with every other team, and our concern is trying to overtake the New England Patriots. The Oakland Raiders, they have a new coach. Jack Del Rio is the new head coach of the Oakland Raiders. So a lot of coaching moves going on for the NFL. And, of course, this weekend we've got the NFC Championship game. That'll be Green Bay taking on Seattle. And, of course, Indianapolis taking on New England. It's down to the Final Four. Whoever wins will represent the NFC for the NFC Championship game. And whoever wins the AFC Championship game will represent the AFC. In the NBA, here are the games that we have right now. The Spurs lead the Hornets 17-13. The Rockets and the Magic playing down in Orlando. The Magic lead by a score of 26-19. Grizzlies at the Nets. Pelicans at the Pistons. 76ers taking on the Raptors. Wizards at the Bulls. That game can be seen on ESPN starting in 29 minutes as they take on the Wizards. The Celtics hosting the Hawks. Mavericks at the Nuggets. Heat at the Warriors. And lastly on ESPN, it'll be the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Trail Blazers. That is our update for Sports World Radio. We got a commercial break, and when we come back, more NHL hockey talk with Ron Gallo.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Sean and Ron Gallo joining us like he does each and every Wednesday here in the second hour of the show. All right, Ron, continue more hockey talk.
All right, I want to touch on 2 goaltenders. We kind of broke the news that Martin Brodeur was leaving the New Jersey Devils, getting and signing a tryout card with the St. Louis Blues. Hey, guess what? Martin Brodeur is back in the news, and this time it's because he's being granted a leave of absence from the St. Louis Blues. It's expected to be only a week long, and when Brodeur returns to the team next week, his future will be addressed at that time. So it makes me think that Martin Brodeur has requested an opportunity to go home and speak to his family, and we've been waiting for this for a long time, Jeff, but I want to say retirement is in for Martin Brodeur next week.
You know what? It's sad to see him go out this way.
Well, it is. I mean, again, I kind of equate it, for those non-hockey fans that are listening, Jeff, I equate it to Brett Favre, a player, a quarterback who had an opportunity to go out with a high note and then decided to come back, and it was a bit of a joke and certainly a letdown. And that's what's happened with Martin Brodeur. He should have retired in the summertime. When he joined the St. Louis Blues, he has a 500 record. He's got 3 wins, 3 losses, 7 outings. The one doesn't count because he was replaced before the game ended. But he's had 1 shutout against the Colorado Avalanche. He's had 2 other wins, and then he's had a couple of disappointing losses. But Martin Brodeur is known as the winningest goaltender in the NHL. He has 691 NHL wins. He has a record of 125 shutouts, a lifetime save percentage of 91.2, and a goals against average of 2.24. This season, those numbers took a little bit of a hit. His save percentage is below 90%, and his goals against average bordering on close to 3 goals a game at 2.87.
That's why he's got to get out.
I do too. I mean, for sure. I think it's time for him to let it go.
Josh says this: it's kind of sad that all these 1990 players from the 1990s, that decade, are now starting to retire.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't play forever.
That's true. Yep.
Again, Seinfeld said it. It's best to leave when you're on top.
And they did.
How about this name? How about this name? Dominic, how do you say his name? Dominic, he played for the Hasek. Yeah. He played for the Buffalo Sabres and the Detroit Red Wings. So how about that? The Dominator got honored by the Buffalo Sabres.
Jeff, obviously Sean wasn't listening to me in the last segment.
No, I guess he doesn't listen to his own show.
Rat bastards, I heard what you were saying. I was just trying to add to the list that, when Josh was talking about the players who were being retired in the 1990s.
Yeah, but he already said that a half hour ago.
Oh.
Okay, now for Josh, You got to start looking at the names that are going to be making names in the future. Martin Jones is a rookie this year. He's played in 10 games with the Los Angeles Kings. He's going to get another start tonight. He'll have game number 11 tonight. He has 4 wins. He has 19 goals against. These numbers don't sound impressive, but take a look at this. 91.6 save percentage, 2.07 goals against average. Remember the numbers that I just gave you for Martin Brodeur's lifetime were 91.2 and 2.24. So these numbers are just a fraction different than Martin Brodeur's. Martin Jones has 3 shutouts already this season as a rookie with the Los Angeles Kings. This player is making waves out west. It's going to take a while before anybody out east recognizes him and he hits mainstream media. But watch out for Martin Jones. If the Los Angeles Kings do any damage this year, it'll be because of their goaltender, Martin Jones, who has been a sensation in Los Angeles through 10 games. And as I mentioned, will get start number 11 tonight. The Los Angeles Kings, just to recap, are currently sitting 3rd in the Pacific Division with 50 points.
Where's Quick?
Jonathan Quick is there. But like I said, the Los Angeles Kings are looking to their young gun, Martin Jones.
Wow. He's replaced Quick, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, that's not a bad problem to have. When you have Jonathan Quick, who has a save percentage of 91.3 and a goals against average of 2.44, you're very quickly looking at the goaltending tandem of the season.
That would be very interesting, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, for you, where you live, I know where your heart lies. It's definitely in the Staples Center with the Los Angeles Kings. I mean, that's huge. That's huge for a goaltender in his rookie year to come out like this.
A big huge in his rookie year.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's playing over Quick, too.
Well, tonight it's the New Jersey Devils, so, I mean, it's no surprise, I guess you would say.
40 minutes after the hour, another team I'd like to talk with you about, Ron. The Pittsburgh Penguins, 26-10. They're staying right with the Islanders. If this becomes a Eastern Conference playoff matchup, can the Penguins be able to take on the Islanders and overtake them?
It comes down to healthy bodies. It comes down to confidence between the pipes.
Because I know that Wes, and Jeff knows this well, that Wes has not ever gotten over the fact that the Penguins had a 3-1 lead against the Rangers and blew the playoff series last year. Remember that, Jeff?
This guy has a hard time getting over a lot of stuff that happens in Pittsburgh.
I mean, it comes down to shit happens, right? But
exactly.
If you're looking at it, I mean, Pittsburgh Penguins 1 point back of the New York Islanders. Pittsburgh has a game in hand, but go a little bit deeper into the numbers and you look at the goals for and the goals against. New York Islanders have more goals for, 134 to Pittsburgh's 129. So that's a 5-goal spread. Their goals against, again, the New York Islanders giving up more goals against, 116 to Pittsburgh's 100. That means your goal differential for and against, Pittsburgh have an 11-goal advantage, and they are plus 29 to the New York Islanders plus 18. So, you know, that's why I say it comes down to whoever's confident between the pipes, because they both have sticks, they both have the ability to score goals. It'll be who can stop the puck, who would win between those two teams.
Who's better between the pipes?
Obviously, I think it's Marc-Andre Fleury, but, I mean, the New York Islanders think it's their guy.
It's going to be fun to watch.
It would be. Best goaltender out there right now, I still say it doesn't come from either of those teams. I say it's Carey Price from the Montreal Canadiens.
Western Conference run. Your thoughts on the St. Louis Blues?
The St. Louis Blues, okay, real quickly, this is just a side note. If I ever had money, I'd buy the St. Louis Blues. I've told my wife that for years. The reason why St. Louis is just one of those major American centers that doesn't have an NBA franchise and has that huge arena, Scott Trade Center, I think it is. There's so much potential in that St. Louis market. But anyway, St. Louis themselves, a bit of an anomaly. They're always right there in the thick of things. Last year, they were leading the Central Division. Last year, they were on top of the Western Conference right at about the same time of the year. And then something just kind of happens in the last month and a half, and they fall off the map, and they don't make it anywhere. We'll have to see if St. Louis can stay the course. It doesn't matter that they're sitting third right now in the Central Division and fourth overall in the Western Conference. St. Louis needs to be able to stay the course, and now that they've got their number one goaltender back, Brian Elliott is back from the injury. Remember, that's what led to Martin Brodeur signing with the St. Louis Blues. Now that Elliott is back, I think that the St. Louis Blues can maybe rally around that and see if they can't stay the course. But they're going to have to be strong if they're going to make it out of the West. When they're playing teams like the Anaheim Ducks that are surging, Nashville, it's a surprise. I don't see Nashville making it maybe out of the first round, but not out of the second round. But Chicago is right there in the mix, and that has to scare any team that you're staring at Chicago.
So you wanted to buy the Blues. The only problem is, once baseball season starts, everything is baseball in St. Louis. You got a problem?
No, and I know that, right? And it is what it is. I mean, whatever. It's just a thought. I would totally buy the St. Louis Blues if money was no object.
Now, see, if you want to buy a team and money was no object, to buy the Atlanta Hawks.
That's basketball, though. So.
Yeah, but you buy the Atlanta Hawks because they're in first place right now and they're doing good, and you can deal with the baseball team and the football team there because they're not so good.
That's true. Okay, first.
On that note, Ron, before we get to more hockey talk, we got to run to our final commercial break.
All right,
Perfect.
Let's do our commercial break. We'll be right back. You listen to Jeff Escott Showman on
Sports World Radio.
Oh, and Ron Gallo, too.
There you go.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Hey, everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Ron Gallo bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Ron wanted to talk about the rosters for the Hockey All-Star Game. Isn't that so there, Ron?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of quickly touch on the rosters, especially the fans voting. The fans got to vote for the first lineup. Sean, real quickly, how many players make up the first line in hockey?
5.
6. You got to count the goaltender. Out of those 6 players, 5 of them come from the Chicago Blackhawks. Out of fan balloting, 5 of the 6 players came from Chicago.
So 5 out of the 6 starters are Chicago Blackhawks?
It'll all be a Chicago starting lineup.
Wow. Who's the goalie?
The goalie is Corey Crawford from Chicago. The surprise is a centerman from the Buffalo Sabres, the second worst team in the NHL, generates the highest vote count for a basic unknown. Zemgus Garagigason.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say.
Yeah. 1,574,896 votes.
How many times are you allowed to vote? Jesus Christ, people in Buffalo.
Well, people in Buffalo, what blows me away is the Chicago Blackhawks. 5 of them, 1.2 million, 1.2 million, 1.2 million, 1.1 million, and 1 million votes for the 5 Chicago Blackhawks.
If I'm Gary Bettman, I'm checking the ballots, man. Something's wrong.
Well, for 5 from one team to come out in the top,
yeah, something's wrong.
Either the promotions and marketing manager did one hell of a job in Chicago, or you're right. There's some kind of an automated system going on here.
There's something wrong in Denmark. Hey, Josh, what did you do? Stuff the ballots?
He was up all night voting every hour.
Him and Frank stuffing those ballots out there in Chicago.
Yeah, so Jonathan Toews is going to be the captain for the one team. Patrick Kane on the right wing, Brent Seabrook and Duncan Keith on defense, and Corey Crawford
is the
goaltender.
Are they doing all those games that they do before the night before?
Yeah, there is going to be there's going to be the rookie is going to be the big one, right? The rookie.
Well, I like watching these
all-star skills competition.
Yeah, I like watching this. I like watching that because they got some skills, man. That's kind of fun. I enjoy watching that for some strange reason.
Right.
I don't know why, but I just do. I don't like watching all the other stuff. I don't like watching the All-Star game per se. I just like watching that stuff.
Right.
It's weird.
Well, it's a lot of fun.
Well, now, if the All-Star game happened to be here, I might have had a chance to go, and I would go. Like the All-Star game in 2016 for MLB is going to be at Petco Park. You know where I'm going to be during All-Star week.
Well, you're going to be watching the Home Run Derby.
I'm going to be at the Home Run Derby watching it.
You're going to be throwing out the ball.
Damn Skippy, man. I'm going to be all over that place. Damn right, man. Damn right. I'm going to try my best. Yeah, I'm going to be all over there. You guys, I'm going to try and get interviews and everything the whole freaking weekend. You bet, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Ron, go ahead.
Is the Home Run Derby not like a penalty shot, though? It's just kind of like the ball is lofted out there. It's a gimme, and you just crank one.
Yeah, you want to, and for the Home Run Derby, you want to be out there in right field, back out there by the ballpark, the little Petco Park they have in the park, because once they clear that, man, you'd be catching some major home runs. Because it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna definitely be there for that. Okay, so before we get out of here, Ron, since you're not gonna be here until next week, we wanted to get your picks for the 4 football games that are coming up.
Oh, interesting. Okay, go ahead.
Take it away there, Mr. Jolly Brown, Sean.
Okay. All right, the NFC Championship game, Ron. This is the first game we got coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, which will be noon our time, Jeff, and I suppose you'll be up for that and ready to watch that or sleeping. Just kidding. It'll be the Seahawks hosting the Green Bay Packers.
Wow, that one's. Where's that game being played? That's in Seattle, isn't it?
In Seattle, yeah. Not too. How far is Seattle from you, Ron?
About. I'd have to say about 12 hours.
Wow.
Driving.
Right. Wow.
I'm going to go with Seattle in that one. Simply, I'm giving them home field advantage.
They just look too tough to play. And like Jeff and I pointed out yesterday and even on Monday, there is no way that Aaron Rodgers can go into Seattle and win with how hurt he is. I just don't see it happening.
Well, I mean, players suck it up, right? But I think it's the fans in Seattle that really energize that Seahawks franchise. And I see Seattle. I see Seattle making it to the Super Bowl.
Getting back there, being back-to-back, and getting to the Super Bowl. For the AFC Championship game, it will be Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts, who defeated the Denver Broncos on Sunday. Jeff picked that one. He was perfect 4 for 4. They will go up to Foxborough, Massachusetts, and take on the New England Patriots.
My question is almost, did Andrew Luck run out of luck, and did they win their Super Bowl by defeating Denver? I think it's not home field here, but I can't see the Colts repeating that level of intensity for this game against New England, and I have to go with New England. And again, it's not because of home field advantage. I just can't see the Colts doing it 2 weekends in a row.
Well, it'll be really tough for them.
Who'd they play the first week again, Sean? The Colts? Who'd the Colts play in the wild card game, Sean?
The Colts played the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right. So he went through Andy Dalton, Peyton Manning, and now he's got Tom Brady. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going with Brady, and I'm going with New England on this one.
So you got New England and Seattle in the Super Bowl. Okay, Skippy.
I just don't see it happening too, Ron, because I am the big Patriot fan. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy in Foxborough. God. The only way the Colts will win is that have to do what they did last weekend. They kept Peyton Manning off the field, but they have to keep Mr. Tom Brady off the field.
Do you realize, Ron, if that happens, I got to listen to him for 2 weeks?
It's going to be beautiful.
Oh, I know.
Just like when the Red Sox won, Jeff, in October 2013, huh? Wasn't that good?
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, great. I'm going to have to listen to him for 2 weeks about how his team made the Super Bowl and this and that. Jesus criminy.
For that reason alone.
For that reason alone, you shouldn't pick him. Exactly right.
Oh, come on. There's nothing bad about it. Just being happy about it. I know you were happy, Jeff, when the Giants beat the Patriots back in February of 2012.
Yeah.
And I had to listen to We Are the Champions before we went on the air.
I know, but I didn't really say too much beforehand or anything. I waited till the game was over before I really said anything. That's the way I roll. I don't like to jinx myself. You, on the other hand, my friend, you just tempt them with wearing all your crap.
That's called being the passionate, loyal fan,
okay,
Jeff.
Skippy.
That's what it is.
Okay, Skippy. Hey, Ron, we're going to let you get out of here so you can go and do your thing and do what you want. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I could quickly find the Vegas odds on that Colts and Patriots game, but I'm not sure that I'm finding those odds here right quick. Anybody got those?
I think the Patriots are favored by 7.
Okay.
And I believe Seattle's favored by 7.5.
I see them. It's going to be a bigger than 7.5 over Green Bay.
He can't go in there on one leg and do what he did against Dallas. There's no way.
I don't see Aaron Rodgers leading the team back out for the second half.
No, because they'll come at him hard.
Yeah.
The defense will come at him hard. All right, Ron, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
All right, you too, my friend, eh?
Bye now.
Bye.
There goes our good friend Ron Gallo. He joins us each and every Wednesday in the second hour of the show to talk hockey. It's our hockey guru of Sports World Radio, Ron Gallo. And with that, we're going to get the flock out here ourselves. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you listening to us. We had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. For Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escow. This has been Sports World Radio. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Adios.
goodbye.
Hey, boy, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.